And we are live. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Now let's take a look at Jesse Waters' look at the Democrat trying to get a hold of its voters. So right now, they don't have a strong candidate. They don't have an identity. You know, what they went through with Biden, it's insane with the whole woke culture. They just try to get everybody eliminated. But let's take a look. My name is Noel. Thank you for joining me here on Verbal on Life. Just trying to get more views and put the word out there. That's more than the fake news, because people got to talk. And we are talking. By the way, I got my co-host sitting in the background. Hopefully I can get her to sit here and join me as we take a look at some videos by Jesse Waters Primetime. I'll play the video every now and then. I'll pause it to give you guys my opinion. And by the way, thank you also. I keep saying by the way, I don't know why. Shout out to all of you guys who commented on the last video. Really appreciate it. All right. Definitely positive things to look at. And I look to make some adjustments to the videos so get more and more viewers. On X, just got to get more subscribers. And on YouTube, just got to get more likes. All right. That's one way of getting the message out there, by giving the video a like. Now, let's take a look to see the work that the Democrat Party is doing to win people over. And also Trump. Oh, man. Trump is a champion. The stuff that he does, unheard of, is on another planet. And he keeps going. All right, let's take a look.
Stop the windmills. You fly over and you see these windmills all over the place, ruining your beautiful fields and killing your birds.
Donald Trump taking out the trash.
This is all for you.
Driving the whales crazy.
Plus,
Yeah.
Democrats threw a party today and no one showed up.
What the is up? Let's go. So some ground rules. I don't think that.
Why do they even talk like that? So street, saying the F word and dropping a whole bunch of curse words. Like, seriously? Are you supposed to be a serious team or political party? Insane.
This will be super necessary because you all seem really cool, smart, and hot. Who the are we? And why are we here in a panda head? I also have had a long-term feud with former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson because she sucks. Memes change people's minds.
Yeah, that's when nobody showed up. What, 3-4 people in the front? That's it? Who is this loser? Making the Democrats look bad.
So what's a meme, huh? Come on, people. Look alive.
After the panda, there was a really special guest.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the person who's giving us special remarks.
Hello, voters of tomorrow. I want to thank you for everything you all are doing to organize, empower, and advocate for Gen Z. We must be intentional about lifting up our young leaders and encouraging your ambition. Your generation has grown up on the front lines of so many crises, from COVID and the climate crisis to gun violence and mental health. You know what's at stake, and you are not waiting for someone else to figure it out.
She needs to retire. That's it. Stop coming on stage and talking. It is crazy. Oh, here we go. By the way, shout out to Castle El Sicario from Harlem. Yes, thank you for wishing me happy birthday. Yesterday was my birthday, and now I'm 46. Still doing great, still talking. You know, so shout out to all the men out there working hard. And big shout out to you, Castle El Sicario. Shout out from Harlem. Now I'm in PA. I escaped the city, and life is great. All right, so let's keep watching the video.
Technical difficulties aside, that right there, if you didn't recognize her, was Kamala Harris. She's been on a siesta and she looks tan and rested or something. The chair of the DNC saw this and said, yep, the party's dead.
There's no doubt that, we have work to do. When you hit rock bottom, there's only one direction to go, and that's up. And that's what we're doing.
The chair of the party just said Democrats are at rock bottom. At least he's honest. Where are all the great Democrats fighting for democracy? I thought democracy was under attack. Tampon can't party. He's been goofing off in the wilderness in a bathing suit. Hips don't lie. Hakeem never looks like he's having any fun. And he talks like he's playing Lincoln Logs with words. Kami Mandami got everybody excited, but then he flew back to Africa and we started looking at government-run grocery stores and all the shelves were empty. Can't have a party without food. Are there any Democrats man enough to lead?
My biggest problem with Democrats is it's like everything they're saying now, you should have been saying 2-3 years ago. Like we've been saying Democrats was cowards. So yes, y'all should have been toughened up.
The only guy who knows how to party is Hunter. But he's talked so much trash that Chuck Todd wants him off the invite list.
Castles.
I have a real problem with the folks that are booking him. If you've chosen to book Hunter Biden, you've chosen to book spectacle. I don't like it when politicians use the media or campaigns or voters for their own therapy. I think people should use therapy when they need it. I have in the past. I'm a huge advocate of it. But let's not do it in public. Try to.
Hunter Biden needs therapy. What that man did on television, oh my God, insane. I mean, great meme.
Deal with your issues amongst yourself.
And with Obama on the ropes and the big guy's ghostwriter working on his memoirs, that means Mamala's in charge. Carville says maybe the third time's a charm. Do you really think you should run another woman? You guys are 0-2 with women.
I don't know. Democratic voters are going to decide that. I don't think a person's gender, I don't, we're going to nominate women going forward, and as we well should. All right. I don't have anything, but what I want, if it's a male or a female, I want them to be able to talk about things and communicate in a very direct way.
Carville called his party a cracked out clown car. And just because you're loud doesn't mean it's a good time. The squad's on the front lawn trying to get people to look.
This is all for you. Let the food in.
The DNC chair was wrong. Now they've hit rock bottom. Wait, there's more.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Say the words. Say the words. Say them. Say them out loud. Say
them again. What is she, like a DEI hire? The hell is she talking about?
Grown women are screaming DEI and banging on pots and pans. And grown men are dressed up as furries and photoshopping their hips. The media is now asking Democrats, if you could go back in time, is there anything you'd do differently?
Do you have any second thoughts? Any second thoughts about what happened
last
summer or with
I don't have any second thoughts, but I do have a second thought about the Republicans. If they want to measure mental acuity or sanity, they ought to look to their own president, because the president of the United States, who was asked one question and answers by saying President Obama is guilty of treason, he is not of sane mind.
Nancy does not look well, which is weird because her portfolio was up 54% last year. Beat all the top hedge funds on Wall Street.
Wow.
Why the long face, Nance? Her adopted son, Gavin Newsom, the grape grower, keeps telling us how scared he is. Why is Gavin always so scared?
Do you think he's going to try and stay in power?
When
beyond
people
his term?
close to Donald Trump, send the governor of California a hat that says Trump 2028, they're not being around.
Now, if I were a Democrat, all I would be talking about is Epstein, because you don't have anything to say about anything. But Democrats better be careful what they wish for.
people should really focus on how well the country's doing, or they should focus on the fact that Barack Hussein Obama led a coup. I have nothing to do with the guy. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Democrats predicted Trump would jack up inflation, cause a recession, a civil war, and World War III. But inflation's tame. The stock market just hit a record high, and we're signing peace and trade deals.
We are living in a Trump golden age, and people are scared to say that. They don't want to say it. We were supposed to be going through a recession or going through economic hell, but we're not. Things are just getting better and better. The Democrats don't know how to take that. It's crazy.
We had the best 6 months ever. We're now heading to Scotland. I'm meeting with the Prime Minister of UK. We have great economic numbers. The deal with Japan is amazing. Those numbers are great. I mean, the kids actually just said very, very cute, actually. I walked up, they said, sir, there's too much winning. Our country was a dead country. It was a dead country 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And don't you feel it?
This isn't just the best party in town. With Trump, we might be leaving with a goodie bag.
We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. But we're thinking about a rebate.
If we get a rebate, there's no way the Democrats are going to win. Get that nice check from the government. That's insane. Let's go.
Very good question. You just made a lot of news. We're thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from tariffs that a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice.
Tariff stimmies. Now, when he signs his name on those checks and mails them out, even Democrats are going to be begging for a third term. Dan Turrentine's a former Democrat advisor and the co-host of the morning meeting. All right, so
yeah, it would be over for Democrats if we get a stimmy check. That's the number one way to win the election. Let's be honest.
Have you ever been to a panda party?
I have not. I'm proud to say that.
Why are they putting panda heads on their head?
I have no idea. I guess maybe it gets clicks. It got on here tonight.
But I'm ridiculing it.
I mean, look, you talked about there's a lot of things that we have to work on. I think there is some good news for us these days, Jesse, right? We right now have, our voters are fired up, right? If you look at voter intensity surveys, more than Republicans, and that usually is a harbinger for turnout in the fall. We are getting the candidates that we want in these races with recruitment. We just got the governor of North Carolina. Republicans have struggled a little bit, right? Brian Kemp in Georgia said he didn't want to run. And on the issues, voters don't like us, but right now, Donald Trump and the GOP is underwater on inflation, on the economy, and even on immigration, and obviously the big, beautiful bill. Now, I know they want to try to fix it here in the fall.
Yeah, but people don't really believe those polls. I mean, you got a secure border. Not a single person was released into the country last month. He's winning at the border. No one buys that. And on inflation, this is just a transition period to get out of Bidenomics. And then once everything kicks in, the trade deals and the tax relief, then you'll see some real growth and people will be happier. Now, I'm not saying red wave Turrentine. I would never say that ever again. But when you have someone like Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris looking the way they look, and I'm not being superficial, but that was not good. What's happening to those women?
Well, Nancy Pelosi's in her mid-80s. I mean, like most people, she's aged well, but at some point, it's pretty apparent that she's in her mid-80s.
Yep.
Look, we also obviously have a ton of problems, right? I mean, you talked about this earlier on. We have no agenda whatsoever. Like, if we were to get power, I couldn't tell you what we want to do. We are getting our butts kicked raising money. The RNC this past month has $83 million on hand. We have 13 million. The outside groups, we're spending money, 20 million to understand men. I don't know how many autopsies we have on one dead body. Republicans are stocking money. The worst thing is, Jesse, on voter registration, which Trump surged last year in 2023, 2024, it used to be our bread and butter, right? This is what we did. We're now lagging behind in all these swing states. If we can't raise money and we can't register new voters, we're going to have a big problem.
When you have Trump saying that he might send stimmy checks out, Would Democrats be
Man,
against
Banatera.
stimmy checks because you were against the tariffs?
Absolutely not. Everyone's for Santa Claus. I mean, it's genius.
So you can be against the tariffs, but for the rebate checks that the tariffs created?
I don't think many Democrats are against the tariffs. They may criticize how Trump is trying to do the tariffs. But look, this is one of those things where we have no
Trump is doing it at a genius level. That's how he's negotiating like you're supposed to. And the Democrats are just mad.
economic agenda. Are we going to say, no, we want to do free trade deals? Like right now, the ball is completely in Trump's court. And all we can do is nip around his heels and say, hey, you're not doing it quite as well as we think you
All
should.
right, if Dan Turrentine were president, Democrat president, and we don't even need to pick your VP, what would be the first couple things on your agenda?
Look, I think that is what our party has to come up with. Jesse, we haven't had it since...
Aren't you a consultant?
Yeah, not anymore, not anymore. Now I get to just critique. You have to go back to Barack Obama with healthcare in 2008. Like in 2016, Hillary basically was like, it's my turn. Joe Biden was, I have to stop Donald Trump. Kamala Harris was just like, democracy's on the line. We haven't advocated for anything in almost 20 years.
Nope.
And it's a huge problem.
Nope.
Would a new idea be education? Would it be government-run healthcare?
How about common sense? How about doing that as a new idea? Forget the wokeness, all right? No more that nonsense. Stopping the border, improving education. Things like that just people relate to.
You're laughing, but you've been pushing that for decades.
Yes, I hope it's not. Look, one thing you're starting to see now is these 2028ers going out and road testing some messages. Rahm Emanuel's been really big on education the last couple months talking about it. Healthcare is something that voters right now don't say is top of mind to them. Now, Medicaid's going to be kind of on the ballot in 2026 in a lot of these midterm races. I think it's got to be on the economy. At the end of the day, people want a good job. They want prices low. It's, again, what Trump has focused on like a laser beam for a decade.
Was that Rahm Emanuel in the Panda Head? Was that him?
No more men in women's sports. How about that?
No, he's usually like, he likes to send dead fishes, not necessarily put on a panda hat. I have no idea who that was. And if I were he or she, I would not show my face in politics for a while.
And Mayor Pete's on Charlemagne's show.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he running for president?
Oh, I think he will. Look, I think he's a serious candidate. I do. I do. I give him credit. He's comfortable enough to go anywhere and talk to anybody. He's very good at saying what we have to do differently. But when it comes to what would you do if you win, it's to be determined.
All right. Dan told me he wanted Hunter to be the nominee in the green room. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's the F-bomb caucus.
The F-bomb caucus. I like it. Dan, great to see you.
Thank you, Jesse.
In the afternoon of June 23rd.
Let me pause it right there. And Biden should run, Hunter should run for president because the man just loves dropping F-bombs, becoming a meme, becoming famous. Now, all his videos are on every freaking streaming network. So that's all they got. Let's be honest here. But that's just what the Primetime show is short today. Why are my dogs barking? My co-host in the background, I'm trying to get her to here, keeping hope alive, and she'll be coming one of these days. But in any case, yeah, the Democrats got nothing. Why are the dogs barking? I'm over here. I moved to PA, no longer New York City. So shout out to everybody in Harlem. Yes, before we go, again, shout out to Castle El Sicario. I love the message that he wrote here. Let me read it with you guys. Laughing out loud. Yo, thank you for the shout out, brother. My brother, God bless. Love you, man. No homo. I grew up with that. After every sentence that just sounds homo, saying no homo. And you know what? I agree with that because so many people got canceled for saying no homo. So we're bringing that back. So yes, no doubt, Castle Sicario. No homo. I agree with that. I am man enough and confident enough to be like, yo, that's a cool saying. Why not? And finally, you are the best. Yo, thank you so much. Again, it is hard to run a YouTube channel. And I already got some haters out there. I got a hater channel creating videos talking bad about me. I'm like, who the hell is this? Come to find out, it's my cousin, a brother from another mother, just creating "We Hate Noel" video and just talking bad about me. Why? Because I left the city. That's it. I grew up in Harlem. I made it out of there, bought a house, and now I'm in PA. Why not? Like New York City or any city, Chicago, LA, these are just stepping stones, right? That's where you grew up, where your parents raised you, because that's where all the jobs are. That's where the money is. But once you set yourself up, the best thing to do is leave the city. That's my opinion. Especially the city's got sanctuary and like protecting illegals and protecting criminals, really. Criminals that, shout out to Trump, he's deporting everybody. No, my family came to this country, but they had to apply. They had to wait. Come all the way over here from the Dominican Republic and wait for their name, pay all the fees, a headache, versus somebody else who just came through the border. And yeah, we got a couple that are criminals, and we got a couple that are doing like jobs. But even those that are working, it's illegal work where they're getting paid less than minimum wage, less than what they're supposed to. So it's like people taking advantage of illegal workers. Either way, a lot of immigrants are pro deporting illegal immigrants. They're breaking the law. And why do I have to follow the law while somebody else breaks it? Not okay. And some people just don't want to be honest about that. More and more people just got to be honest about that, especially immigrants. I come from immigrants, so I can say it. Deport all illegals. Now, where'd my co-host go? Oh, there. Oh, she's back there. The light is dark. Saluda así con la mano. Trying to get her to wave. Hey, but little, Alicia's in the background. Soon I'm going to get a co-host that sit here with me and hopefully make the show a little better. The trick to life is never to give up. Keep pushing forward and putting yourself out there with no fear. That's it. I got a team already trying to cancel me. Bless their heart. Haters will hate is what I used to tell. I used to teach in New York City, and that's what I used to tell the students. You know what? Haters will hate. The better you do, just keep doing good. That's it. That really gets under people's skin when you're doing great. All right? I was able to make it out the city, and now running my own show here on YouTube, up to 340 subscribers on Fisticuffs. And then I got another show that got over 1,000. So those two shows gets me to get up and come and do a show for you guys, giving you guys the good news, not the fake news, because we got to talk. We got to put our thoughts out there and just say what we think. So like that, keep people away from the fake news and what's really real. The people out here living their life, working hard, pushing forward. But what can I say? Again, shout out to those of you who gave me a shout out in the comment section. Hey, Caso El Sicario, big shout out. Brother from Harlem, brother from another mother, sent from the above. A thug like me. One of the best might be. That's big pun verse. But what am I talking about? Anyway, see you guys on the next video. With that said, oh yeah, happy Friday. Today's the end of the week. When you don't work, every day is Sunday. Or every day is Friday for me. I don't have a job. Life is good. You know what it is when you retire at 40? A lot of people don't get to retire at 40. People work to 65? And that's when the government gives you your pension and you retire. So I'm 20 years early. That's crazy. So now I living life, just figuring out what to do. It's amazing. I was able to pull that off. When I was working, I collected a lot of Social Security by working full time. And that's it. Bumping out my Social Security numbers, and all my numbers went up. So that when I got to retire now, I could live off of that money. Insane. So shout out to those who are working. God bless. I made it to 40 working, and then I've been retired for the last 5 years. Can't complain. Life is treating me good. Bought myself a little car now. See, I have a little car now. So I don't have to walk anywhere. I could just ride it out. Similar to those Walmart little carts that you could just drive everywhere. I got me one of those. Unbelievable. I got to do a review. I should do a review and just show how that works. I get to drive around my house with it. I haven't picked up the mail with it. I'll give it a try tomorrow. I don't know how, but I got to figure it out. But yeah, and just talking more maybe about my retirement. How is it that anybody's able to retire at 40 and continue to enjoy life? Started my YouTube channel. I got my host sitting in the background. I need more lighting. Oh, she turned off the light. Oh, ya prende la luz. All right, I told her to turn the lights on. Oh, there she goes. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, the one and only Odechi. Okay, Ode, dile baja la cámara. And got her to turn the lights on. One of these days, I'll get her to sit next to us and join us for our TV show. And the nice thing also, I don't complain about nothing. That's it. Complaining is done. Just enjoy your day, enjoy your week. Happy Friday, and I hope you and your family, your loved one, enjoys the weekend. All right? Remember, no homo, live life. Let's go. Peace.